Welcome back. As you know, I'm Eli the Computer Guy here for the Daily Blog, where I shake my brain nipples every day to bring in some YouTube money so I can provide you folks free education. So my pride and joy is Silicon Dojo, silicondojo.com. We do free, in-person, hands-on technology education. Our next class is going to be in Durham, North Carolina next week on AI, Olama, a lot of cool stuff. That is all full, but more classes are coming down the pike. So if you're interested in coming to an in-person class, take a look at silicondojo.com. And anyways, this is an interesting story. A company from the previous era, technology company from the previous era that worked to make money off of devaluing the value of a human being. Surprise, 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 has now realized that basically they can fire a massive chunk of their own employees and replace them with artificial intelligence. So that's right, all of these employees that were paying their mortgages off of devaluing the work of other people are now getting kicked out of their jobs as the whole system, comes for them. I think this is interesting coming from Fiverr. So I don't know, I used to use Fiverr back in the day, I don't use it anymore. The idea is get somebody to do something for $5, right? The quality. Basically, it's not you get somebody to do something for $5, it's like you get like 5 people to do one thing for $5 each, which costs you $25, and then you pick the thing that's actually best. But anyways, I think this is interesting. Fiverr to cut 30% of workforce in AI pivot. AI. Have I said AI today? The online gig platform pushed AI on their freelance marketplace. Now AI is coming after company employees too. Fiverr, the online freelance gig marketplace, is planning a major downsizing of its staff as the company pivots to AI. The company's CEO announced in a jargon-filled letter to employees. As reported by the Wall Street Journal, layoffs will eliminate about 30% of the Fiverr workforce. Quote, resizing and refocusing effort will allow Fiverr to go after growth opportunities as a leaner organization with an AI native infrastructure and mindset. Fiverr wrote on its investor relations page. Again, what becomes interesting here is you hear about AI. What does that actually mean? Yeah, ask me in the back. Yeah, what the fuck does that actually mean? We are going to have an AI native infrastructure. Yeah, but does that mean you're going to use AI for load balancing? Because I mean, they're a web platform. So again, there's something called GeoDNS. So GeoDNS is where you get directed to servers based off of where you're geographically located. So you're going to have some kind of like AI on the back end to auto load balance. Is that what you're talking about? I've just got a question. Like, what the fuck are you people actually talking about? They just like throw I just want you to understand, AI doesn't mean anything. AI on its own, that is a meaningless fucking term. What does it mean? Anyways, in September 15th, a letter to employees, Fiverr CEO Micah Kaufman also said that the changes needed to become an, quote, AI-first company will be painful. Today, we are launching such a transformation at Fiverr to turn Fiverr into an AI-first company that's leaner, faster, with a modern AI-focused tech infrastructure, a smaller team, each with substantially greater productivity and far fewer management layers. This transformation requires a painful reset, and as we make it, we will be parting ways with approximately 250 team members across the different departments, resulting in a smaller and flatter organization. This is possibly one of the toughest decisions that I've had to make, especially as Fiverr is such a magical place with a strong sense of belonging and mission-driven culture. Do you feel like you belong? Do you feel like you're a part of our mission-driven culture? Fuck you, go away. So I love what these guys, like, you see, this is the corner these fucking CEOs back themselves into, right? Back in the day when I worked for tech companies, like, you earned money to pay your mortgage. That's what it was about. Like, this is the product or service the company provides. This is the job we're offering you with the pay and benefits. If all of this shit aligns with whatever you want to do in life, cool. If not, fuck off, right? That's how it used to be back in the old days, right? But nowadays, it's all touchy and feeling. We're not even a team anymore. Remember I started talking about teams, that dipshittery about 20 years ago, right? We're not even teams. We're a family on a mission. Yeah, jackasses. The problem that you get into when you start with this horse crap of you're a family on a mission is because at the end of the day, the profit loss statement rules fucking everything, right? Basically, you got your profit loss statement and you got your investors, right? Money in, right? You can be as nice as the amount of money you have allows you. I think about this with Paul Theroux. There's a great author called Paul Theroux. Read his books, all the books. Dark Star Safari, Riding the Iron Rooster, just a fucking amazing writer. Anyways, he was going through like some third world country in Europe, like one of these southern or eastern European countries at one point. And he was talking about that with rights. So the people there were hungry and they're relatively desperate, and nobody really gave a fuck about freedom of speech. And the curious thing that he mused on is that basically that freedoms and rights correspond to how much people are fed. The more people are fed, the more they care about their freedoms. The less they're fed, the more they're worried about getting fed. So anyways, I really want you to think about that with these companies, right? The more that the money is just flowing, right? They have more money than they know what to do with. Then everybody is a family member. Everybody is part of the community. We need to work together. The issue that you run into is when that fire hose of money gets turned off and all of a sudden you're relying on your profit loss statement in order to keep the ship afloat. All of a sudden that whole family crap goes the fuck out the window. And you start deploying artificial intelligence. Hey, do you realize this AI thing that costs us $5 a month can replace 3 employees? Yeah. Welcome to your new AI buddy. Anyways, in a company-wide email from May of this year, Kaufman bluntly warned his staff about the company's pivot to AI. Quote, AI is coming for your jobs, Kaufman wrote to his employees. Heck, it's coming for my job too. This is a wake-up call. So yeah, I don't know. Fiverr, a technology company, is turning to automation in order to fire employees. But that's not exciting. There's not good optics there. Fiverr is implementing efficiency solutions so that they can reduce headcount. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Like whatever the back end looks like, that's right. We are increasing efficiency in order to reduce headcount. But you put that out there for the investors. That's not sexy. You tell that to the employees, like what do you mean we're getting fired just for efficiency? So what you do is you put the AI, you put some AI lipstick on that pig, and basically like, look, right? We're doing an AI pivot. It also makes the people that stay feel better about themselves, right? We are at the cutting edge. I'm sorry about Bob. It is sad that Bob and his team had to be let go, but they were not like us. See, we are at the cutting edge of technology, and Bob lagged behind. In this Hunger Games world, we can't accept that at Fiverr. Think about this, right? They talk about that AI pivot. Think about the optics for everybody. Think about the story for everybody, right? We are going into the future. We are leaving behind the people that really didn't want to keep up. They could still be here with us, but they decided to stay behind. I feel bad on the harm their decision that they decided to make will cause them and their families, but it was their decision. I think about the optics of all this kind of stuff. And yeah, so again, we're seeing more and more of this out of the tech world, right? Fiverr. It is also interesting, too, to be looking at these companies and go, wow, how many employees do you have? Again, you look at Fiverr, and I really have no snark against Fiverr. To be clear, like as far as Fiverr as a platform is concerned, it's fine. I mean, you know who you're hiring. Like, Jesus Christ. You can't necessarily blame Fiverr for the quality of work you get for $5. But like I said, I have no particular snark against Fiverr. It was fine. I used it before. It was fine enough. But it is interesting, right? They're getting rid of 30% of their workforce. That means they had like 900 employees. You go take a look at Fiverr and then realize, I mean, beyond the AI shit and all the rest, realize they had 900 employees for that thing. And that's the other issue that we're going to start seeing more and more, again, with the tech world and everything else going on with the economy, is just how bloated these companies are. We saw this like with Glassdoor. I think Glassdoor like fired like 2,000 people. And they have like 10,000 employees. You know, how the fuck does Glassdoor have 10,000 employees, right? Like the numbers that you hear, again, like you know, Fiverr having like 900 employees. Some of these other companies that are doing layoffs, and you hear about the layoffs, you're like, oh, that's sad. But then you realize what that means their total number of employees are, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have that many people? I think it'll be a curious thing to look at as we go into the future. And it is also fascinating, right? It is fascinating as the systems that we create end up coming after us, right? The big thing with Fiverr, whether it's Fiverr or Upwork or any of these things, right? Why hire an employee? Why hire a normal contractor when you can hire one of these giggers, right? You have these giggers, you don't have to worry about rules and regulations, essentially. You don't have to worry about additional taxes. You can just hire them from exactly what you need, and then you dump them. Essentially, it's like a very complicated mechanical Turk. The idea, you put your problem into the system, and then some random person just grabs the problem, solves it, gives it back to you, and you give money, right? That makes your business more efficient. And what is efficient? What is efficiency at the end of the day? It means you get to eliminate headcount, right? You get to eliminate headcount by using something like Fiverr or Upwork. And so it's interesting, especially for like Fiverr employees, right? So these people have profited off of just destroying, again, the system of employment that we've had over the past, 100 years or so. And so it's curious to then see them as AI comes down the pike and basically their jobs are eliminated more or less through the exact same type of process. That's what we're dealing with here. Fiverr is losing 30% of its workforce. So what do you think about this? Are you sad that Fiverr is losing 30% of its workforce? Or are you surprised that they had 900 employees to begin with? What do you think about this whole AI pivot? Everything's AI. AI first infrastructure. When I say AI first infrastructure, do you have a clue what I'm talking about? Does that actually mean anything? I just always remember, I watched that movie Rain, or not the movie, the television show Rain. So there's a really shitty CW television show Rain. I used to watch with my wife years ago. Anyways, there's this one episode where it was like the mistress of the king. So there's this really young, hot mistress of the king, and the king had to get rid of her, right? For whatever reason, whatever happened was in the show, he could no longer, be with this hot young thing. And so he had to get rid of her somehow. So he had this like bastard child, right? This son that was born out of wedlock. So really fucked up. So basically he forces the mistress to marry his bastard son. So anyways, but she's like, wait a minute, I got in this relationship and everything because to be the king's mistress means you get to go up in the world, right? If you are going to be married off, that you get married off to nobility, not to your fucking bastard child, right? So anyways, the son is sitting there, or the king is sitting there, and is like, okay, that makes sense. So he says, okay, I now anoint my son like master of the hunt and games. I don't know, he just like comes up with it. It's like this nobility title he just like pulls a nobility title completely out of his ass. And what I always think is that this young woman's face, right? She had been fucking the hell out of this king so that she could rise up in the ranks of society. She's now being forced to marry his bastard son. And so he just gives the son a title so that he has a title of nobility. And I just remember her face, and she's like, what does that even mean? What does that title mean? And then the king tells them to go fuck themselves. Go away. And that's what I feel like with so much of this AI dribble that's coming out anymore. I feel like a young 18-year-old woman staring at the techno kings going, but what does it mean? What the fuck does AI first infrastructure actually mean? That doesn't mean anything. But anywho, what do you think? Put your thoughts down below. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. If you hate these videos, give us a thumbs down. Call me amazing, call me a moron. Just be a real Lutnick and do it down there in the comment section. Do remember SiliconDojo.com is my pride and joy. We're having a class on AI and whatever stuff going on next week. That is completely full. But if you're interested in hands-on technology classes, we will be having more in Durham, North Carolina in the future. So to become a member of SiliconDojo.com. And with that, see y'all later.